up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. On your feet, see the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey.
Oh, I just love our band. They know how to get us warmed up in the morning. Thank you so much. Good morning, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Santa Rosa. I'm Chandra Farnsworth, and I'm glad to be with you today. If you're joining us for the first time, we are thrilled to see so many new faces, as well as people we haven't seen in a long time. And thank you to our live stream viewers. We are so grateful you are sharing this time with us. Many have been joining us from all around the world. And live streamers, if you love watching us online, please consider sharing us with your friends by clicking the share button at the bottom of the screen. That helps us share our services with our community and the world. If you're new to the center and have questions about what's happening here, we have a website, CSLSR.org, filled with useful information. And there you'll find our monthly bulletin. Oops, I think there's some on the information table out there too. But it contains everything happening in the month at our center. And if you're new and wondering what we are all about, please pick up the What We Believe pamphlet at our information table. If you would like spiritual support around something that is happening in your life, we have an active community of licensed prayer practitioners who are available on a fee-for-service basis. And here is a little booklet, a pamphlet that you can pick up that tells you what the prayer practitioners do. You can find their bios on the website, and you can also see their business cards on the bulletin board in the social hall. Inquire at the information table, and we will direct you to the practitioner's bulletin board. Also available at the information table is a pamphlet about who and what licensed prayer practitioner is. If you've been here before, you may already know that they are the people who do the opening prayer on Sundays and make themselves available for one-on-one prayer in person and Zoom prayer after service. If you would be interested in becoming a professional prayer practitioner, which is like being a spiritual coach, we have a licensing path, and I've got this nice sheet that describes what the path is and to becoming a practitioner, which you can also pick up at the information table, or you can email education@cslsr.org. Parents and grandparents, our youth and family program is here for you. Whether you have a newborn or toddler, elementary or middle schooler, or a teenager, there is something to help your children and grandchildren get connected in our community and grow on their spiritual path. Talk with our youth coordinator, Jennifer Caldwell, after service to get plugged in, or send an email to youth@cslsr.org. We also have many youth volunteering opportunities for you. We indeed do need people to help out, because we have to have at least 6 volunteers to ensure that each Sunday, to ensure that our children have enough adults to guide them and care for them. So be sure to tune into the service next week, as Jennifer and our youth will be sharing all that has been happening in their world. We have a lovely flower dedication to go along with this gorgeous arrangement here. This is from Mark Plotkin for Diane Plotkin. To my wonderful mother Diane, who returned to the light from whence we all come. She lived the life she always dreamed of and left a legacy of spiritual wisdom. At the Center for Spiritual Living, we are motivated by a vision of a healthy, loving world. It is known as the global vision and calls us to imagine a world that works for everyone. We see a world in which each and every person lives in alignment with their highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God, connection with each other, a world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. We follow this vision through the 5 core spiritual practices of our teaching. Would you please read them with me? Spiritual study, affirmative prayer, meditation, selfless service, and spiritual circulation. Today is Father's Day, and we would like to take a moment to honor all the fathers in the audience. If you are a father, please stand so that we can acknowledge you. Ooh. And if you are a grandfather, please remain standing. And do we have any great-grandfathers in the audience? Oops, we lost everybody. Okay, maybe next year. We would also like to acknowledge that sometimes people have to stand in the role of father, whether or not they are biologically a father. If you have fulfilled that role in someone's life, please stand so that we can acknowledge you. And if you're watching online and would like to acknowledge its fathers in your life, please post an acknowledgement and a photo of your father on our Facebook group or in the comments of our live stream on YouTube. And thank you to all the wonderful fathers in our community. Your presence here is such a blessing. We would like to acknowledge that tomorrow is Juneteenth. If you don't know what that holiday is, Juneteenth celebrates the day that all slaves were freed in the United States. We are so grateful for the diverse ways that each and every one of us expresses in our beautiful lives. I know that somewhere between the music, meditation, prayer, practices, and Dr. Edwards' message is exactly what you need to experience for the next step in your spiritual unfoldment. You are welcome here. Now please enjoy some music before our short time of contemplation and prayer.
O lover of my soul and keeper of my spirit, nothing can separate us. We are one. O lover of my soul and keeper of my spirit, nothing can separate us. We are one. We are one. We are one. Nothing can separate us. We are one. All nations on the earth, all life upon the planet, nothing can separate us. We are one. We are one. We are one. Nothing can separate us. We are one. We are one. We are one. Nothing can separate us. We are one.
With a breath in and a breath out, we acknowledge the oneness. We are one with this energetic, creative, intelligent design that creates and becomes. It infills every cell, every sunrise, every step. And this light, this energy, this love is constantly unfolding, for the Creator and its creation are becoming more each moment. And it is a peace so very deep, there's no floor. It is a love so bright that it circles the planet, bringing seasons and day and night. It is the magnificence of a newborn grasping the finger of a parent or a loved one. It's simply everywhere and no place that it is not. I know that it is within me. And as this is true, each one here, O lover of our souls, we are one with this. And I accept for each one here this knowledge of deserved joy and light and pleasure, for we are more than enough just as we are, right here, right now. And we have a divine appointment with this spiritual truth to come back to it again and again whenever we might forget. More than enough, worthy of the goodness of God, right here. And I bless the message and the music and the community and the light and the love that is in this very moment. And more. My heart is sheltered in gratitude at the truth of this prayer. And with that, I just lift it up and give it to the law of mind and fully accept its manifestation. And together we say, and so it is. Good morning. My name is Tamira Hume, and I am a practitioner here at our wonderful center, and I invite you to read the affirmation with me. I now release all that no longer serves me, and I choose to embrace joy. And so it is.
Sha-na-na-na, whoa, 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 just stop, step back. Sha-na-na-na, whoa, 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 just stop, step back. I was struggling with a mighty problem. It kept me up half the night. The more I tried to overcome it, the harder I seemed to fight. So I asked a friend for help to solve it, something to give me an edge. But instead of joining the battle, this is what she said: are you willing to stop, step back, and breathe and be open? Just stop, step back, let Spirit guide your way. Are you willing to hold a place of not knowing what is next? Oh, stop, step back, breathe, and be open. Sha-na-na-na, whoa, 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 just stop, step back. Sha-na-na-na, whoa, 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 just stop and step back. I said this all sounds a little bit crazy. Why would I just want to quit? She said it's more like surrender. There's nothing for you to fix. In fact, it's not even a problem, though you believe it's true. If you take some time to rest your mind, the answer will come through. Are you willing to stop, step back, breathe and be open? Just stop, step back, let Spirit guide your way. Are you willing to hold a place of not knowing what is next? Oh, stop, step back, breathe, and be open. Well, you can bang your head against a wall over and over. You only damage your brain. But if you keep expecting the wall to fall down, that's a little something that just might be called insane. Are you willing to stop, step back, and breathe and be open? Just stop, step back, let Spirit guide your way. Are you willing to hold a place of not knowing what is next. Oh, stop, step back, breathe. Oh, stop, step back, breathe. Oh, stop, step back, breathe. Sha-na-na-na, oh, 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 just stop, a step back. Sha-na-na-na, oh, 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 just stop, a step back. Sing it with me. Sha-na-na-na, oh, 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 just stop, a step back. Sha-na-na-na, oh, 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 just stop, a step back.
Thank you so much to our wonderful band, and how lovely that. I love it when the lyrics of the song synchronize with the message. And I saw that earlier on in the rehearsal, and I said to Trey, my goodness, how did that happen? Of course, it happens because we are connected and everything is one. How beautiful. Thank you. Our theme for this month is embracing self-care. Stop. Breathe, step back, right? And last week, Reverend Ruth Barnhart gave such a beautiful message about balancing grief and joy as a way of taking care of ourselves. And I was sitting right there taking notes on my iPhone, but she was saying so many wonderful things. And I looked around and I saw some people using the little handout we use. We make this so if you're a note taker and you forgot your journal at home, you can grab this on the way in and take notes if you want to for the message. So I thought I'd let you know about that. It also tells you what the topics are in the coming up weeks and who's speaking and all that sort of thing. It's quite a nice resource. So she was talking about the importance of making the whole range of our feelings and experiences welcome. And not just focus on the pleasant feelings only. And some important points that I felt were significant for me is this. Feelings, your feelings, my feelings are real, but they may not always be accurate. Because of the tendency of the human mind to add meaning onto what is happening. And also the tendency of the human mind to create meaning when there is no information. So I've learned, especially when I'm having difficult feelings, uncomfortable feelings, rather than push them away, I've learned instead to think of them as an invitation to look a little closer, to look a little deeper, to think of them as a compass that's showing me the direction to something that is very important. And now here's the way I do it, and you may have your own way. Number one, stop and take a breath or two. I mean, literally, I do it like this. If I'm particularly activated, I do this technique. You might recognize this. It's 3 stages. It's remarkable. Once I do that, I now have the second step of sensing, where am I experiencing this feeling in my body? Whatever it is, the anxiety, the fear, whatever it is. And wherever I feel it, because I can usually feel located somewhere, and then I direct my awareness, my attention to that place completely, and I witness it. Now, along the way, I've learned not to act, not to take any actions, not to send any email, not to have any important conversations, not to make any decisions until I have gone through this process of stopping, breathing, witnessing what is going on in my body. And when I can press that pause button and breathe and witness, it acts like, well, I'm interrupting for a moment the flow of that feeling or whatever is distressing me. Not denying it, but I'm pausing, and I'll even ask myself a question as if I were talking to the feeling like it's a person sitting next to me or in me. I'll ask, what wisdom do you have for me? What are you concerned might happen? And then I listen to my own self with as much compassion as if I were listening to someone I love very, very deeply. And typically when I do this, my whole nervous system tends to soften down, calm down. And then in that calm down state, that's when I can turn to one of the 5 practices that we study at the Center for Spiritual Living. Now I can do an affirmative prayer. I can speak one out loud, or I can write one out in longhand, or if I don't yet know how to do one, I can use all the resources online to hear one read by somebody else or spoken by somebody else. Or the other technique of meditation, contemplation, sitting quietly in nature, walking in nature. Or then I can do selfless service, get up and do something for someone else. Or circulation. One of the methods of circulation that works in a moment like this is making a gratitude list or sharing whatever good you have. And of course, the 5th one is spiritual study, and that means turning my attention to learn something, whether that's through a class or even reading a book that's entertaining. Now, this methodology is not the same as blocking out the bad feelings or bypassing or ignoring challenging situations, because it starts with acknowledging them and listening to them and embracing them. I remember once I was having a particularly difficult time with something, and it was very emotional, and I felt a lot of anxiety around it, to the point where I had identified myself as the anxiety. Have you ever done that? And I called a trusted friend and said, I'm going through a very bad experience, a bad time. And these feelings I'm having, they're so intense that I can't function. Do you know what I mean? And I remember what he said to me. He said, Edward, function. I said, excuse me? He said, yes, function by directing your attention to self-care as best as you can in the moment, and do it in small steps. And if you do, everything will reveal itself to you in its time. And I'm listening to this. He was inviting me to take care of myself right at a moment when I felt like I couldn't. And to do so with small, manageable self-care steps. And he explained it to me. He laid it out to me. He said, I want you, after we hang up from this call, to go and take a shower. How did he know I hadn't showered? He said, I want you to go and take a shower, and then I want you to get dressed nicely. And he said, and then I want you to get something to eat. And then, and this might be the most difficult part of all, I want you to do something that typically causes you pleasure, even if right now you cannot imagine that it would do so. I want you to just go through the motions. I was astounded. He was asking me to feel all my feelings and at the same time, the very same time, take small self-care actions. Oh, that helped me so much. Because, I don't know if this is true for you, but for me, when things aren't going well, I have the tendency to get stuck. I freeze. I can get paralyzed, stuck in my thinking. I become the problem feeling. What a difference that exercise made for me. Like, it didn't save me from having to face the challenge I was facing, but by introducing this self-care in small, pleasurable ways, it brought balance into my system so that I could face the challenge. I know that pleasure by itself cannot save me from the world. Pleasure by itself cannot make me whole. But it is as important as embracing sadness and grief and all of the complex feelings, especially because of the tendency of the human mind to gravitate toward negativity. It's known as the negativity bias, which is the human tendency to notice and dwell upon negativity. In me, it shows up when, well, I can remember difficult experiences better than I can remember positive ones. I can recall criticism better than I can recall praise. I react more strongly to negative experiences than I do to positive experiences. I think about negativity and negative things more frequently than I do about positively framed experiences. I make decisions based on negative information more than I am inclined to make them based on positive information. Now, this is not me. This is profile of tendencies well studied now. I'm talking about probably likely you too. So early on in my career as a prayer practitioner, you heard Chandra talk about it. A prayer practitioner is something like a spiritual coach. And there is a pathway for anyone who wants to become one. And we have scholarships for you to do so, and we're gearing up for it. It's a beautiful thing to study for yourself, even if you never become a licensed practitioner. It's a life-mind expanding field of study. Anyway, early on in my career, I would see clients on a fee-for-service basis, and they would come to talk to me about something they wanted spiritual coaching on. And sometimes I would notice a very strong self-criticism coming through them as they were talking. And so I used this technique. I would get out a pad and I would make a big deal of taking notes. I would say to them, I would like you right now to give me a list of all of your faults. And I would write every single one down, and they would come out fast and easy, and I would be like, fill up the whole page. Then I would put that list down, I'd pick up another pen, and I'd say, all right, I'd like you to now give me a list of all of your finest qualities. Oh, this was much slower. Not fast at all. They had to dig. It was almost like they couldn't find one. And that was the evidence that I could feed back to the client. I could say, look, it's more challenging for you to list your best qualities, so that is the area that you need to bring forward to create balance in the system. Now, I wasn't saying to the client, your faults aren't valid. I was saying, particularly like in my case, I also have to mindfully bring nourishing, pleasurable thoughts also. I have to feed my body and my mind and my soul with pleasure as well, because pleasure is as important as all the other experiences. And when I say pleasure, I mean joy, contentment, peace, delight, creativity. And it's very important for me to mindfully make space for that also. So here are some techniques I have learned to mindfully make space for pleasure when my mind is troubled. And I've gone over a few of it. Number one, interrupt the negative self-talk by establishing a relationship with it. Not to annihilate it or to stop it, but to witness it. Number two, to reframe the situation by asking myself, hypothetically, could this situation I'm in mean anything else other than the meaning I have given to it already? And sit with that. And then number 3, to establish new activity, a new pattern. Like, for example, get up and go for a walk or listen to music. In the Embracing Change class that just completed, the students had a 30-day challenge every day to set aside time to listen to music for 10 minutes. Because you know how long it takes to establish a new habit, more than 21 days. And so the students were doing it and reporting a terrific shift in their inner sense of peace. And then the 4th technique is this, and it's the most important one, to give extra attention to any pleasurable moment I might have. This is super double important because of my negativity bias. Because I have the ability, and likely you have too, to quickly transfer negative thoughts and feelings into my long-term memory. So I have to give extra attention to any good thing that happens in my life. Now, the neuropsychologist, Dr. Rick Hansen, he did a TED talk about this, and he said that when something happens that is pleasurable or good, stay with it a little bit in your mind. Let it linger. Dwell on it. And he gives an exercise in the TED Talk. It's something like this. Call to mind an experience that made you feel safe. Or if you prefer, call to mind somebody who loves you. Now, think about it. Dwell on it. Go over the pleasant details. Take a whole minute to do it. And this way, he suggests, we are weaving the experience and the feeling tone of the experience into the very fabric of our brains. So what he says we are literally changing our brain and adjusting our bias towards negativity. Now, in our spiritual language, we would describe it differently, but it's the same thing. And I've been doing that. I've been doing it. And in my experience, it is something that increases my tendency to look for and notice those pleasurable experiences. I was in San Francisco with a friend. We were talking, and he said to me in the middle of the conversation, "Oh, Edward, darn it. Do you have to put a positive spin on everything?" And I looked at him and I said, "Really? I do that? Oh, you should see the rest of what's going on inside me. I'm not all happy and peppy and positive all the time inside. Oh, no. I have to face my demons just like anyone else. But I'm learning to dialogue with them. I use all the tools we teach. I'm fully aware that pleasure, happiness won't make me whole all by itself. But without it, I'm missing an important creative spiritual ingredient. So I've learned not only to create experiences that cause me to feel pleasure and joy and delight, but also to dwell upon them. I've learned to give those experiences extra attention because I already know how to dwell on the negative very well. I still experience the whole range of emotions: fear, anxiety, worry, envy, you name it, it's there. The difference is that now I allow myself to feel it without identifying as it. In other words, I'm witnessing that I have these feelings, less and less investing in it, and more looking at it. So again, let's unpack the system I use. You may have your own use. Number one, I'll say it like this. I get present with the sensation. Where is it in my body? Now focus my attention, my awareness on the sensation rather than on the story and the meaning. And that alone can create the needed space for me to breathe. And then I breathe. Right down to the bottom of my feet. And I breathe again. Full breaths. And I stay with the breathing until there is space. And then when there is space, I can go on with one of my spiritual practices. And then when I'm done with my spiritual practice, I follow up by doing some small act of self-care, something pleasurable. Now, sometimes, I feel like it's confession today, if I'm strongly activated by anxiety, for example, do you ever get strongly activated by anxiety? Or whatever it is, or worry, or anger, or some nervous energy, or some nervous thinking. There are 4 things that I do that can help me regulate my state of mind so that I can do my spiritual work and my breathing and all of that, right? Sometimes I got to do something else to get there. And so I engage my touch, my smell, my movement, and my awareness. I'll tell you what I mean. Touch. This for me is a rapid calming practice, and it's very pleasurable to touch something soft, squishy, comforting. For some people, it's a stress ball. In my case, it's often a blanket or a fabric. I also engage my touch by splashing cold water onto my face. It's well known as a technique to regulate the nervous system. Or I give myself a hand massage, or I wash my hair. Try it. Next, smell. If I can, I get outside. Oh, just a while ago I was at Point Reyes, walking outside smelling the California Bay. That will regulate you. Now, if you can't get outside, you can be indoors, and then you can squish and scratch the rind of a lemon, a lime, or an orange, or a grapefruit, and it has the same effect. Or you can burn incense, or aromatherapy diffuser. Now, that is a way to regulate the system so you can have the space to do the rest of the spiritual work. The third thing is movement. Maybe I can't get outside for a walk, but I can move around the house, especially to music. It's called dancing. And I only do it in private, and it's miraculous. You know, if I can't get outside to walk, I can walk inside. Now, I'm not talking about rapid, frantic pacing, you know. I'm talking about slow, mindful steps around the room or around the house or around the entire house. And sometimes I use that to notice the things of the house that cause pleasure. And sometimes as I'm walking around, I'll put things in their place. Sometimes it's valuable just to stand up, get up, stretch. The last one is attention. I engage my attention by using my imagination to the best of my ability in that activated state, to imagine myself beyond this experience I'm having right now. And so I catapult forward, not too forward in time, look back and imagine myself as happy, connected, calm, curious, creative, whether I know how to get there or not, or whether I can even believe that it's possible. I just invite myself to try. If I can't do that, sometimes I create a bucket list of things I still want to accomplish and experience in life. And sometimes I've carried a journal, a notebook around with me the entire day to write down everything I'm acknowledging and appreciating and grateful for. You see, I just want to make sure you understand that people, we all face the same things. And the commitment to do the work to get back on track is significant. You know, the bravery of the average person to make it through a day. I honor that. I just want you to know we all go through it. Small actions add up and help solidify the beneficial presence of pleasurable things in my life, and they help bring balance to my systems. I want to ask you today, what small action can you take that will make space for self-care in your life? Now, here are some areas in my life that I'm looking at in addition to my spiritual and emotional practice, okay? You ready? Physical self-care. Sleep hygiene is at an all-time low in the United States of America. So I'm practicing winding down by reducing pre-sleep screen time. Mobility and exercise, I'm recommitting to it because I'm working out, but I don't walk around as much as I'd like to. Third, eating well. Not just eating well, but also making time to share food with other people. I'll talk about that in a moment. Breathing and drinking. I've put a reminder on my smart device every morning. It reminds me, breathe. Drink a glass of water. Here's what I've discovered. I can go for a whole day without doing either one. Here's the other area, the emotional self-care. Make a date with myself to do all the things I know how to do but don't do them. In other words, schedule journaling. You have to carve out time, Edward. Or speaking with a trusted friend. Don't say, Edward, I'll do it when I get to it. Schedule it. Schedule time to listen to music. One of the things the students and I discovered in the change class was that as we started to make 10 minutes to listen to music, I started to become interested in listening to whole albums? You know when you'd sit down and put the album, the vinyl, and you'd listen to the whole thing? I've been doing that again. Schedule time to reconnect with the loving relationships in my life. Got to make time with it. It's an effort. And not only, well, it brings pleasure. And here's another one for emotional self-care. It's sort of in the creativity area. Make art. Not to produce a masterpiece, but to open that valve of self-expression. Oh, it's so powerful. Long before Chris and I worked together, we were friends. Well, we still are friends, I hope. And we used to hang out together, and one of the things we did is we would do combined art projects. We would put a canvas between us, and we would start painting randomly and have a timer, and then we would turn it one quarter and just carry on. And so you never knew what was coming your way, and it was so much fun, and so much feelings came up. And I do confess there may have been a glass of Chardonnay on the table. And I noticed he still has one of the paintings in his office. Ask him to show you. It's just so much fun. It's not a masterpiece, but it opened up community connection and creativity. The next area I'm looking at is social self-care. Balancing my need for time alone with my need for time with other people. You'll hear about our softball team. You can pick up a flyer saying when their meetings are, and Mondays you can be there. I'm talking about making time for people, especially if you're an introvert. I've been making time to invite people to my home, to feed them. And I'd forgotten how wonderful that is. Because it's forcing me to learn. Do you remember that thing, what's it called? Cooking? It's allowing myself to get creative and risk making something that's bad and laughing with it, with friends about it. Another thing I can do and we can do is go to be with others, like on our Wednesday evening service. Show up. Or like today. Today, after the second service, I'm going to go to Brew Coffee Shop. You know Brew Coffee Shop? It's on 555 Healdsburg Avenue, and I'm going there to have tea because I want to express my support for the coffee shop because it was recently vandalized because it's LGBTQ owned. So that gives me joy. Show up. It's a form of service, it's a form of connection. I'm going to go buy me a cup of tea, that's all. They're open till 4 p.m. Maybe I'll see you there later today. I'll be there around 1 o'clock, and we can just talk about bad recipes. So I invite you now to take a breath in and to exhale and to let everything be where it is. There is only one life, the life that is being lived by all, the life that gives expression to all, to nature, to beings, the life that is in every dimension and every time and space. I call that life the divine. The all-inclusive, all-knowing, everywhere present spirit that is animating me and each one of us right now. And through this prayer, I am identifying myself as part of it, one with it, one of it. And as I do so, I realize that it is in me as it is in all beings, as a seat of compassion and creativity, a wisdom. And dipping into it then today, I become confident that there is that within me as it is within every person that is aware of itself and ready and able to guide each one of us into wholeness, into self-expression, into compassionate connection. And so I give myself over to that and give thanks in advance for the effect that it has not only upon my own inner system, but upon the world. In deepest gratitude, I release this word into the law of mind that responds with an affirmation and acceptance. And so it is. It is time for us to engage in our sharing activity where we support our center through our financial contributions. I want to appreciate you in advance, especially those of you who are online who faithfully send in your contributions. We do so love receiving the envelopes in the mail as well as the online contributions. And, the world has changed so much. It used to be that the primary way that we received contributions was through the offering in Sunday service. And now it just comes from wherever it is. So I thank you for being part of that machinery. Some people like to use the text to give. I've enjoyed it. I've done it a couple of times. Some people still are exploring the other ways that it's possible to contribute by going to our website, CSLSR.org/donate. And right there it tells you how to set up an automatic giving system if you want to do that. It's under your control, of course. It's very helpful to the staff to plan when they know there is a steady stream of support. So do consider that. If the center has that kind of value in your life, please help support it so that we may continue to be here for generations to come. Some people like to do the old school, put something in the basket as it comes round, the check or cash. I love that. And some people report that they miss the ritual of participating because they did it electronically. And that's why we print out those coupons that say, I gave electronically or online. Did anybody pick one up? And those, as the basket comes around, you can then drop it in as a symbol of your heart connection to the center. I ask the ushers to stand as you prepare your gift, or hold your hand on your chest as a symbol of your emotional connection to the center and say after me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does amazing work in the world. And so it is. Ushers, please receive the gift.
starts in your heart like a warm summer breeze. It gently at first like the wind through the trees. Slowly it moves until you can't see that it starts in your very own heart. The feeling you want is more near than you know. It's not to be found in the places you go. It only resides in the depths of your soul, and it starts in your very own heart. What is most real is what you can feel. What makes it start is an open heart. It starts to move in as you feel your heartbeat, and opens a door to a world eyes can see. It brings you back home where we all long to be, and it starts in your very own heart. In your very own heart. Oh, in your heart.
Thank you again to our lovely band. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, it's time to find out what's going on in our spiritual community. Spiritual study is one of our 5 core practices at the center, and we offer spiritual classes all year long. 2 great new classes are coming up that you won't want to miss. The first is The Way of Effortless Mindfulness, where Reverend Russ will guide us through the study and practice of meditation teacher Locke Kelly's book by the same name. This class will be happening on Monday evenings at the center starting July 3rd from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. If you have struggled with mindfulness meditation, or you are wanting to learn a new approach to mindfulness so you can gain a deeper experience of spirit in your life, this class is for you. You can sign up for that class by clicking the photo of the mountain on our website. Reverend Sciota Bell will be teaching From Being to Doing, Selfless Service, a class designed to help you show up in the world in a heart-centered way, guided by the seat of compassion that is at the center of your being. This class is intended to shine light on how to shift from doing to being, and to have that beingness inform all that you do in your day-to-day life. This class is starting Tuesday, July 11th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. in person at the center, and you can sign up by clicking the photo of the green leaves on the website. Our CSL softball team is going strong, and you can support them again tomorrow, June 19th, at 7:40 p.m. at the Northwest Community Park in Santa Rosa. You can get the address and schedule on our website, and we have a schedule of games that you can pick up at the info table for those who are here in person. Soon we will also have Team CSL jerseys that you can buy to show your support, so stay tuned for that. Spirit walks are back. Join Reverend Russ this Saturday, June 24th at 10 a.m. at Riverfront Regional Park for a nice walk around the lake. Be sure to sign up on our website by clicking the photo of the sneakers. That way we know you are coming and can let you know if there's any inclement weather. There is also a spot on the form to indicate if you can provide a ride share or if you need a ride share to make it to the park. Please be sure to complete the form no later than this Wednesday evening if you need a ride so that we can coordinate. You can also join Reverend Sciota for our Wednesday evening service this week as she takes us deeper with our theme of the month, self-care. This Wednesday's talk title is Being and Doing, What's important to you? We'll have the usual tea and freshly baked bread, meditation music, and welcoming community. Last year, we had a very successful community event called Sharing Our Bounty. It's coming back in July through October on the first Sunday of the month, between 10 and 11 a.m., between the two services. Many of our amazing gardeners and bakers share their wonderful creations with us, and we hope you will join us in July. And if you don't have anything to bring, that's okay too. Everything is free to take home with you. We are also coordinating a food drive with our nonprofit partner, Redwood Empire Food Bank. So please think about bringing some non-perishable items to add to the barrel, which will be out in the social hall. Finally, in honor of Juneteenth, our office will be closed Monday, June 19th, which is tomorrow. And one note about the raffle for that beautiful quilt, the drawing is today after our 11 a.m. service, so around noontime. So there's still time to purchase raffle tickets if you haven't done so, but that'll be drawn today. And now Karen Drucker has a special invitation for her upcoming Wednesday evening service event, Sacred Stillness Through Music, that's happening on June 28th at 7 p.m.
Hey everybody, it's Karen Drucker, and I'm inviting you on June 28th to come and sing with me. 7 o'clock Wednesday night service, Center for Spiritual Living, Santa Rosa, my favorite place. To do a Taizé type night, which is going to be music, sacred readings, maybe some meditation, but basically self-reflection through music and singing. So I hope you'll join me June 28th, 7 o'clock. And we'll sing, we'll sing, we'll sing, we'll sing. And you'll feel good, because I know I will. See you then.
That's wonderful. Oh, yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Chandra, for making those beautiful announcements. Thank you, Tamara, for our opening prayer. And thank you, gentlemen of the band, for the beautiful music. Thank you. We'll see you next week. If you want some prayer after service, just go to the host in the corner, or online, go to our Zoom room, the information on our website, so that you can get the kind of spiritual support that your heart is seeking. It's available to you today. And now won't you please stand, saying something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. And life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Know with me that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you're guided, sustained, and empowered by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly, so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. See you again soon. Let's close in music.
I release and I let go. Let's let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.